happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now, you guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. So we got that Democratic Representative LaMonica McIver finally faced the music in regards to her fighting ICE officials at that ICE detention facility in Newark, New Jersey, when they were trying to push and shove their way into it. Now facing up to 17 years in federal prison, guys, and I'm excited to get into it. So we're not straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, hop straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Your statement the other day after there was this incident in Newark, you said they better not touch our members.
Correct.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them here in the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do?
They'll find out.
What recourse? But doesn't that broach a...
They'll find out.
Doesn't that go across...
That's a red line.
You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative... or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem.
And coming right on the heels of all these threats from these loonies on the left, we got the lovely U.S. Attorney Alina Habba dropping the hammer and laying down the smackdown. Check this out.
Well, this is good news. In a Fox News alert, Democrat Congresswoman LaMonica McIver has been indicted on 3 federal charges after a clash with federal agents outside a New Jersey ICE facility. Here to react, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Senator, this is the acting U.S. Attorney Alina Habba, and this congresswoman charged with forcibly impeding and interfering with federal law enforcement faces a total of, she won't be in jail for 17 years, but conceivably it could be 17 years in prison. Senator, given what we're seeing play out on the streets of L.A. and what might be expanding across the country, how important is this message?
Really important, really important. It's about the rule of law. And by the way, I seem to remember, Laura, when the Democrats had Donald Trump indicted like 1 billion times on completely fake charges, they said over and over, no one's above the law, no one's above the law. Well, guess what, Dems? No one's above the law. And these are real charges because we've all seen the video. We've seen it with our own eyes. There you've got a sitting congresswoman who is assaulting, essentially, not essentially, totally, a police officer, an ICE officer, a law enforcement officer. We could see it on the tape. And we're going to see it 1 billion times because those are the facts. And if you do the crime, you ought to do the time.
Well, she said in a statement that she was simply doing her job, and she's going to expose these proceedings for what they are, a brazen attempt at political intimidation. And I will be entering a plea of not guilty, Senator.
Well, listen, doing her job is to assault law enforcement officers. These Dems have lost their minds. They're going around literally, Laura, from prison to prison to try and hold hands and give hugs to terrorists and to thugs. Now they're making excuses for what's going on in L.A. while thugs burn down that city. These people are nuts. And if you assault a cop, you're a member of Congress, you assault a cop, you ought to go to jail. I'm glad they're prosecuting her. I hope this sends a message to all the thugs across the country who are out there assaulting cops. Do the crime, do the time. It's law and order time. Donald Trump is in office now. It is law and order in America. That's what people voted for. That's what we need. That's what's going to make our streets safe again.
Yeah, and that little stunt of hers was a prelude and a narrative set for what we're seeing in Los Angeles. Senator, always great to see you.
And coming just yesterday, we had the lovely Alina Habba, U.S. Attorney, tweeting on X, saying that today a federal grand jury seated in Newark, New Jersey, returned a 3-count indictment charging U.S. Representative LaMonica McIver with forcibly impeding and interfering with federal law enforcement officers. This indictment has a maximum penalty of 8 years for count 1, an additional maximum penalty of 8 years for count 2, and a maximum penalty of 1 year in prison for count 3. Wow, that is a lot of jail time we're talking about right now, guys. 17 years to be exact. Then going on to say that, as I stated in the past, it is my constitutional obligation as Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer for New Jersey to ensure that our federal partners are protected when executing their duties. While people are free to express their views for or against particular policies, they must not do so in a manner that endangers law enforcement and the communities that those officers serve. Today's decision by the grand jury is the next step in a process that my office will pursue to a just end. Alina Habba dropping the bomb. She's not going to, we can't stand by and let these folks keep getting away with that. That's what's led to what happened, or what's happening right now in LA with these folks. They just have such a sense of entitlement that they shouldn't have. We have to draw the lines so these folks know that is one that is not to be crossed. And we have an article here that kind of dives deeper into the situation. You guys know me, I'm very deeply seated in research. I don't mess around. We've got to get to the bottom of it all, the meat and potatoes. So let's hop straight into it. This article coming from Daily Mail says Democratic LaMonica McIver is indicted on federal charges over the brawl outside the Newark ICE detention facility. Wow. It says New Jersey Democrat LaMonica McIver has been indicted over a brawl with immigration and customs enforcement agents outside a Newark detention facility. The congresswoman was slapped with federal charges on Tuesday, alleging that she impeded and interfered with immigration officers as they sought to arrest the Newark Mayor Ras Baraka on May 9th. Ras Baraka. Every time I hear his name, it just makes me think of Mortal Kombat, but he got exactly what she deserved. He got off easy. I'm pretty sure all the charges were dropped on the mayor, but he was also a part of that chaos and that brawl, little scuffle, kerfuffle, whatever you want to call it, that broke out. The duo were a part of a group trying to conduct a congressional oversight visit at the facility amid increased ICE activity, but a brawl broke out when they were refused. Acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey and Trump ally Alina Habba announced the grand jury indictment in a post on X. While people are free to express their views for or against particular policies, they must not do so in a manner that endangers law enforcement and the communities those officers serve. McIver has been charged in a complaint by Habba last month with 2 assault charges stemming from the May 9th visit to the Newark's Delaney Hall, a 1,000-bed privately owned facility that Immigration and Customs Enforcement uses as a detention facility. McIver disputed the allegations as baseless and defended her presence at the facility as part of her authorized role as a member of Congress. As they always scream, guys, baseless, baseless, baseless. It's almost like they think that's going to get them out of jail free. It's their get out of jail free card is this baseless claim. We've seen that from Fonnie Willis. We've seen that from Jack Smith. We've seen that from Letitia James. Now we're seeing it from LaMonica McIver. Not surprised. That's the Democrats' trap card. They always play it. Then goes on to say that her lawyer, former U.S. Attorney for New Jersey, Paul Fishman, said in a statement that they would try to challenge the allegations head on in court. And we can see here, LaMonica McIver, she's guilty as could be. I mean, you were caught in 4K. How do you let them catch you in 4K committing an assault and then say it's all baseless? This isn't baseless. We can see your arm up, about ready to swing. And we got so much video footage, body cam footage of her committing this crime. She's not going to be able to baseless her way out of this. I tell you that right now. The article then goes on to say that the legal process will expose this prosecution for what it truly is, political retaliation against a dedicated public servant who refuses to shy away from her oversight responsibilities, Fishman said. Habba said 2 of the counts carry maximum sentence of up to 8 years in prison. A third has a maximum sentence of 1 year, 17 years total, a hefty sentence, a long time to think about your actions and not being above the law. She characterized the charges as forcibly impeding and interfering with federal law enforcement officers. The prosecution of McIver is a rare federal criminal case against a sitting member of Congress for allegations other than fraud or corruption. I think she should definitely lose her seat in Congress for this. And just to set the tone, let them know you can't just go about willy-nilly really believing that your seat in Congress makes you somehow above the law, exempt from the laws that everyone else has to abide by. Then says that Habba said when announcing the charges that she had made persistent efforts to find a resolution to the matter which would not result in criminal charges, but that McIver had declined. So she really believed that she had a fair fight in this one, that this is some kind of political persecution or revenge tour, but that's not what this is. You committed the crime, you definitely could do the time. McIver then issued a statement railing against the charges at the same time, describing them as purely political, which doesn't work. They mischaracterize and distort my actions and are meant to criminalize and deter legislative oversight, she said. Our visit should have been peaceful and short. Instead, ICE agents created an unnecessary, unsafe confrontation. But we all know how that went down. They went the day before and they weren't let in. And then they said, we're going to come again tomorrow. And if they don't let us in, we're going to get in there either way. We're going to fight our way in. And that's where they crossed that line. Then goes on to say at the same visit that resulted in McIver's charges, Baraka was arrested on a trespassing charge, which was later dropped. Barack is suing Habba over what he said was a malicious prosecution. This guy should just be happy he got off scot-free. This freaking Mortal Kombat character Raz Barack, and now suing. He had a simple slap on the wrist, trespassing charges, and then they got dropped. And now he's got the nerve to be suing? You can't be freaking kidding me right now. Or you gotta be kidding me right now. A nearly 2-minute clip released by Homeland Security Department shows McIver, a tightly packed group of people and officers. At one point, her left elbow and then her right elbow pushed into an officer wearing a dark face covering, an olive green uniform, emblazoned with the word police on it. But I mean, they're trying to dumb down the situation, like her left elbow and then her right elbow pushed. That was not no simple push. We seen an assault, a full-on assault on an ICE official. Then it goes on to say that it is not clear from the police body cam footage whether that contact was intentional or incidental or as a result of jostling in the chaotic scene. The complaint says she slammed her forearm into an agent, then tried to restrain the agent by grabbing him. New Jersey reps Bonnie Watson Coleman and Rob Menendez had joined McIver at the detention center that day. They and Democrats have criticized the arrest and disputed the charges as well. By law, members of Congress are authorized to go into federal immigration facilities as part of their oversight powers, even without notice. Congress passed the 2019 appropriations bill that spelled out that authority. But at the same time, if you're denied that right to get in, you can't push and shove your way in. There is a proper and a professional way to go about it. I would say that much. McIver, 38, first came into Congress in September in a special election after the death of Representative Donald Payne Jr. left a vacancy in the 10th District. She was then elected to a full term in November. A Newark native, she served as the president of Newark City Council from 2022 to 2024 and worked in the city's public schools before that. Excuse me, guys. Okay, so it looks like we got all the gist of this story. We'll leave it right here on Alina. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, when it rains, it pours. It looks like this trouble is not stopping anytime soon for these lawless Democrats on the left. They think that they're above the law because the seats that they hold, but we got U.S. Attorney Alina Habba, who is begging to differ, dropping down that hammer and laying down the law. And all I can say is this is the right thing to do. We have to set the tone, send the message to these loonies on the left that they're not going to be able to continue to get away with this lawless behavior, breaking laws, and then trying to say this is all baseless or this is a political attack because the seat they hold on the other side of the aisle. No way, no day. We have to start holding all these figures accountable. And then it sends a message to folks who are even thinking about attempting crimes like this. We're seeing what's happening right now in LA. If the crimes of LaMonica McIver go unpunished, it's going to send a message to these Democrats that they are truly above the law. Hopefully you see someone actually act. Alina Habba doesn't seem like the type to pump fake though. So I'm just going to assume that she's going to get it done with this 3-count indictment, facing up to 17 years in federal prison. Oh my. Guys, definitely hop in that comment section. No, comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.